Well, I've been commented on somebody's video recently on YouTube, and it's nothing to do with the trainer themselves, but it's to do with the procedure, the process that they're going through with a dog to try and tackle an issue that they have with a dog. And it's a trainer, you know, that's doing the work. And the issue that they've got with the dog is that it wants to destroy traffic cones. It wants to kill, apparently, traffic cones, so obviously finds them very repetitive. And what the trainer's doing, what the trainer's promoting, is a procedure whereby, you know, increase proximity to the traffic cone, look at me, interact with me, forget the traffic cone, through the use of food, right? Through the use of marker training with a clicker and food, trying to get the dog to be able to be within close proximity to this thing that it finds extremely repetitive, extremely interesting, but to beat it, because I'm the more immediate reward. I'm the thing that's going to get you the fastest reward. That's further away, so choose the more immediate option, basically. And I have issue with the procedure, huge issue with the procedure, because I know it will fail, and I know that it does fail. I know it doesn't hold water. So it's got nothing to do with the trainer at all. It's the procedure, because the procedure is so commonplace, and it's advised by so many people who people seek, you know, their professional opinions, and this same thing applies. You know, try and get closer to, but try and make yourself more important, try and make yourself more rewarding, try and make yourself more immediate in terms of what the dog's going to get of benefit, rather than the thing that's, you know, further away, and get closer and closer so that it doesn't matter. It's a bit of a counter conditioning sort of desensitization exercise as well. My argument is that it doesn't work, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Not where the dog finds something incredibly repetitive and it's got a huge history of reinforcement for interacting with it, and, you know, getting whatever level of reinforcement, reward, enjoyment from doing that. And where you this trainer has shown that, you know, trying to take the dog towards a traffic cone by tossing food all around the place, and, you know, so the food is more immediate, the traffic cone is further away, take the immediate reward instead, and gradually increase proximity towards, or decrease proximity, get closer and closer towards the actual thing that the dog finds attractive. And my argument with it is that the second that your lead comes off and the second that you stop firing food, the dog will take the traffic cone, because there's no reason why not to. You know, I've said this before ages ago with regards to livestock. Nothing's been disconfirmed in terms of true expectancies that the dog holds about going and attacking that thing. And then a second video is put on showing the dog 6 weeks later, and it's in a different place, you know, a different location. Bit closer, granted, a bit closer to traffic cones, but there's still a hell of a lot of food being thrown around and everything else. You know, even though we're 6 weeks on, we're still throwing, I think it's 29 pieces of food in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and still not actually walking by the traffic cone. And because the dog hasn't, and he's still on a lead, because the dog hasn't learned anything new, anything contrary to what it holds in respect of interacting with that cone. It's still, if it interacts with the cone, it will do exactly the same as it's always done. You know, that cone will still hold the same reward status, or you know, level of significance in the dog's mind as it always has done. But here's I just recorded this next clip that I'm going to paste onto here. Here's the greatest issue that I have with procedural advice like that, okay, where people come with a problem that they're trying to rectify, and that the advice, rather than directly say, show the dog what you want the dog to do, the dog's doing this, that's incorrect, that isn't what we want the dog to do, we want the dog to do this, praise, reward the dog, let the dog know this is right, that's wrong. Rather than straightforward going down that route because my personal preference or my ideology or my organizational code of ethics states that I shouldn't do that for whatever reason, rather than do that, instead we end up with these sorts of like convoluted, loosely science-based, I can show you a study that shows that it worked in this situation with key-pecking pigeons or rats in a shuttle box or whatever else. Rather than actually deal with life, we sort of like sidestep that and try and slide in something else that we prefer. But the problem is, life couldn't give a toss what you prefer. Life presents itself with the unpredictability that you need to train for, that you need to be ready for. And let's just say that I live on the street that I'm just about to show you, okay, that I just drove through. I own a dog that will attack traffic cones. I've been trying to address that issue for the last 6 weeks by throwing food on the ground around traffic cones, making myself more and more important. But I can't punish the behavior of trying to attack the cones. I cannot correct that. That goes against my ethics. It goes against, you know, what I want to do. It goes against my preferred method of training, my preferred method of modifying this behavior. So I can't do that. I have to remain positive. What I would ask, how do I get from one end of this street to the other? I live on the other side of this, and I need to get my dog that is reactive to cones, to traffic cones, home without him or her reacting to them. This is my options for proximity. This is real life. Look at this pavement. Now, if I can't walk my dog past that within 6 weeks, I'm doing something wrong.